Hey guys, CPT Mechanic here, and today I'm going to show you how to remove and clean the throttle body on a Ford Bantam 1.6 petrol model. Let's get cracking! Okay, so on a previous video I did a self-diagnostic test on the Bantam and came up with a DTC trouble code of 412, which indicates a failed IAC, vacuum leaks, dirty throttle body, or wiring connector issues. So in this video I'm going to address the dirty throttle body by removing and cleaning it. It's pretty easy and pretty straightforward. So let's go to the front of the bucky under the engine bay. That's the throttle body right over there. So air enters from the bottom side of the bucky into the airbox, through the air filter, through the intake hose, through the throttle body, into the intake manifold, and into the engine. So the first step is to remove the throttle cable from the throttle body. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. And let's pop off the clip holding the intake hose onto the throttle body. So this is a mechanical throttle body, not a drive-by-wire system. And let's pop off the intake hose and shift it to the side in the meantime, just to create some more clearance. And this is the throttle body and air intake cleaner I bought. So it's good for cleaning EGR, turbo and valve components. Good for petrol and diesel models. So quite a nice thing to have. It's needed to clean the throttle body. And here is the throttle body. So stepping on the throttle pedal actuates the butterfly, open and closes the butterfly, allowing more air in to the engine. And there's the TPS on the side, on the right hand side. So let's give it a start. So most guys, what they'll do is start the bucky or start the vehicle and spray the cleaner into the intake or into the throttle body, revving it on occasion. This does help, it does clean, but in my opinion it does not clean good enough. It's best to remove the throttle body and clean it properly. So this does help. It does improve your throttle response and get rid of most of the throttle issues. But as I said, it does not clean good enough. Does sound quite nice actually, with the airbox off, I'll be honest. So the next step is to disconnect the TPS connector from the TPS itself. The TPS is held in with two bolts onto the throttle body, and I believe it's still the original one that came with the bucky when it was manufactured, and it's still going strong. So let's loosen the four bolts holding the throttle body onto the intake. They are T20 Torx and they are not very tight. I just cracked them loose with the shifter and turning the rest of the way by hand. So two on top and two at the bottom. The eagle-eyed viewer would notice that the black intake hose is gone. So it has been, I have removed it to allow a bit more space when removing the bottom two bolts, especially the bottom two bolts were in the way. And I could not get access with the black intake hose, so I had to move it. Okay, so let's move the black rubber hose from the PCV and let's lift the throttle body. And here it's coming out. I forgot to remove the throttle cable from the throttle body, so it's just clipped in and held in with a rubber section onto the throttle body. So let's pop it loose and leave it there. And putting a rag or a cloth inside of the intake manifold, just to stop any dust or debris or anything from entering there, anything that shouldn't be there. So this is the throttle body removed completely, and on my workbench it's actually not too bad from the entry side. And let's look at the back side. There's a bit of contamination, and I've seen videos and pictures where guys have never cleaned the throttle body and it looks disgusting. I'm sure those throttle bodies are suffering and the engines are suffering, but this is fairly clean, and there's the original TPS made from Ford itself, OEM quality. So my throttle body is not too bad. Not too bad at all. So to the cleaning procedure, just spraying a bit of the air intake cleaner and using a soft bristle brush. And guys, if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe, like, comment and share if you want to see more repair videos or any vehicle Rocam repair videos in future. Thanks a lot for watching. So it's pretty straightforward, cleaning the bottom, cleaning the top and cleaning the butterfly as well, and holding the butterfly open and spraying the backside as well. You can see the black dirt loosening up and coming out quite nicely. So the brush is just agitating anything that shouldn't be there. And the handy technique is to stick a plastic toothbrush or anything that can fit inside the throttle body just to keep the butterfly open so it doesn't hurt your hands keeping it open continuously. Please don't use anything hard as it may damage the surface and it may impair airflow. So just a case of spraying, brushing, spraying, brushing. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. And once you are done, use a clean cloth or rag to wipe off any residual dirt or cleaner that may be in the intake manifold or in the throttle body, should I say. Please don't forget to clean the butterfly where it joins the throttle body. Very, very important spot. Do not forget that. So the housing and the butterfly. So this is the throttle body looking all spick and span. It's so clean on the inside you can eat off of it. And that's how it should be to improve throttle response and airflow into the engine. Spick and span. So generally it's recommended to be cleaned every 30 to 75,000 miles. But in Queen's English that's about 50,000 to 120,000 kilometers, give or take. The backside is also very clean as it should be. I would dare say it, almost factory fresh and new. Okay, let's go reinstall it. So installation is the exact opposite of removal. So now's a good time to replace the gasket between the throttle body and the intake if it is flat and squished, because it will give problems and will have vacuum leaks if it is too flat. Mine is still fine. So let's pop in the bolts, the Torx bolts, and hand tightening them just to start the threads. Just hand tightening the top two. And the bottom two are in. So the torque spec is only 10 Newton meters. 10 Newton meters, very, very small amount of torque. I'm just torquing them by hand. You do not want to strip these threads. They do go into plastic. That would not make a good day. So just tightening them by hand. Very easy, very straightforward. And that's the last one going in. And let's connect the throttle cable back onto the bracket. So connecting it to the throttle body is a bit finicky getting it back in. The hole is very tiny. That's what she said. And let's pop the throttle cable back on and holding it in with the clip, the metal retaining clip. Making sure it's tight and secure. Everything looks good. And let's pop the connector back into the TPS. Please do not forget this. If you leave it disconnected, you will have idling issues because the ECU won't know how much fuel to chuck into the engine. It'll sort of go into a default mode. So please connect back into the TPS. Very, very important. Right. So let's put the airbox back on as it should be. This was shown in the previous video, the removal of the airbox when I did the air filter change. So it's very easy to get it back on. Putting the intake hose back onto the throttle body, making sure the box is secured, and it's just held in with 4 Phillips or star screws. Very easy, very straightforward. They are not very tight, so please don't strip them if you reinstall this. Right, the 4 screws are on. So let's put the hose clamp, let's tighten it back on again. Going to the bottom, there's a bottom box. So this is the flathead screwdriver tightening the hose clamp. Also not very tight. And there we go. And don't forget the metal clip holding the hose onto the throttle body. Just with a pair of water pump pliers, making sure it's tight and clip in. And let's reconnect the rubber hose onto the valve cover. Cool, so let's give the bucky a start. Idling nicely, this is a cold start. And if you want to remove the DTC trouble code, just disconnect the battery for about 20 minutes or so the ECU can reset and clear any code stored in the memory. So the bucky is revving nicely, idling nicely. The cleaning should pay dividends when it's taken on a road test in terms of acceleration and idling. Couple more revs. Sounds good, all is well. Guys, thanks a lot for watching. Good luck with your throttle body cleaning. And until the next video, cheers and enjoy.